Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. As every Monday and Friday, it's time for the latest news update. Feel free to click a like, write us a comment. We're reading them all because you are the engine of our channel. Thanks to all of you guys, we are reaching more people each day. And if YouTube sees that you're liking our videos and you're commenting actively on them, YouTube algorithms will know that it's interesting, it's useful for someone, and they will continue putting it onto the front pages and recommended pages for more and more people who might love Benidorm the same way as you do. So thank you once again for helping us out to reach more people each day. And now let's go with the news, because today we have a lot of things to discuss. But first of all, let's start with the tourism situation. As you all know, it's still quite busy. It's still sunny and nice here in the region. Benidorm receives more than 320 days of sunshine a year, which is absolutely incredible. This is why people love it. People are still coming here because it's like golden autumn. For some countries, this is still summer. People are still swimming in the Mediterranean Sea. People are still lying on the beach, grabbing some last-minute tan, and people are still enjoying it much more than in summer, in the hot season, when you can barely go outside just to take a cold bath in the sea or in the swimming pool, and that's it. Nothing else, because it's around 40 something degrees outside and the humidity is very high. We had quite a few days like this here in the region. So right now, a lot of people are visiting us, and two of the biggest fiestas that will be happening right now are the November fiestas of Benidorm. We've published it in our common area here on the channel, community tab to be exact. You can check it out there. We've put you a link of Visit Benidorm website. They have a full complete program there that you can download. They had an issue with an English part, because when you change the language, they give you the information in English, but they did not attach the link to it. So it's quite strange, but you can download the link in Spanish and translate it if you need to. In any case, we have this information here on our phone, and we will let you know what are the most important celebration events here in November for all those of you who will be coming shortly to Benidorm town. All the most important parts are starting from 4th of November. 4th of November, Saturday, there's going to be a concert in the auditorium in the cultural center right at the Ibiza Street. Remember, we told you the ugly part of the cultural center? Well, on the opposite side, there is a nice part, and in that auditorium, there's going to be some concerts. The same on Sunday, 10th of November, Friday at 6 p.m. Bring pen and paper and write it down if you want to, or just pause it, make screenshot, write it down somewhere as you wish. On 10th of November, 6 p.m., there's going to be the grand opening of artistic lights in Benidorm, special light system. This will be on the street Martinez Alejos, and at the end, there's going to be a traditional porrat, which is this one right here, as you can see. It's better than explaining. You can see directly on the picture. At 7 p.m., there's going to be the grand opening of the fair area, which is where you can try out typical Spanish foods, bring from here a piece of Spain with the different crafts, accessories, products, etc. Even for children, there's going to be a lot of nice attractions too. Let's see what the prices actually will be this year. I'm quite curious with all the inflation and stuff. At 10 p.m. on the same Friday, see, this is long, told you so. At 10 p.m. on the same Friday night, we will have a grand entry of peñas. Peñas are big associations of neighbors of Benidorm that are in charge of different celebrations in town. So this is their big entry to start the fiestas like that. On Saturday, there's going to be grand opening of the doors of the Old Town Church, which is Santa Ana and Saint James Church. At 12:05, there's going to be the entry of music band through different streets of Benidorm town. You can check it out in the program. huge mascleta, oh, these noisy firecrackers, will be taking place on the Sunday, the 12th of November at 2 p.m. right at the Avenue of James I, Jaime I, 2 p.m. Be there. We will probably be there as well. Children's theater at the end, big orchestra, Mississippi concert, and a lot of other events. Monday, 13th, this gonna be more or less the same program as the previous days with some theater, some orchestra, some celebrations, religious ones too. And what you need to know is there's gonna be big parade of humor. That's the first thing ever, actually. Big parade of humor, which will be happening on Tuesday, the 14th of November at 7 p.m. We will see how it goes. We'll be through Street Martinez Alejos, Rusafa Street, which is where we usually see all the parades with you guys, and Venus Street in Benidorm. Concert with a DJ afterwards at 11 p.m. right by the main town hall square. And then on Wednesday, 15th of November, it's going to be more or less the same. The big parade, multicolor, they call it, multicolor, like big cars parade on Wednesday, 15th of November at 6 p.m. going throughout all the streets. And this is the most important event out here, after which we will head down to see the giant fireworks, which is actually incredible. Probably it will be somewhere by the beach, or maybe any other area. We need to confirm it still, but they just say that there's gonna be colorful fireworks after it, which is about at 8 p.m. more or less. And on Sunday, there's just gonna be the final church event, religious event, and that's basically it. But as you can see, there is a lot for children, for adults, for anyone that will be coming out here. Parades are the best thing, together with mascleta and fireworks. These are 100% recommended, must see, must visit events in Benidorm town. So don't miss them if you will be here in the area around these dates. And now let's talk about the two other news, because the time just flies. It's going to be too long for you guys, but you needed to know the program for these fiestas because it's much bigger than the previous ones. Second news is about Benidorm lifting up the first line of the Levante Beach. It's not going to be a massive work, okay? It's gonna be a work, but it's only at the Rincon de Loix side, which are at the beginning of Rincon de Loix, Levante Beach, more or less 150 meters straight. This is the area they will be changing, lifting up, destroying it completely because they need to renew it. Remember the viral video that we had here on the channel? I'm not too sure how many hundreds of thousands of visits it got. We were in shock. That day when we had Benidorm flooding, especially the Levante Beach, it was epic scene. Well, that was one of the reasons, because all the pipes, all the system for the water to get down was not good. It's really, really old, and it's not the best thing to have in Benidorm town any longer. So they needed desperately to do it before the winter comes and these probable rains will come to our region. Although rains everywhere except Benidorm, at least so far. And they'll be lifting it all up 150 meters. They do say that it's going to be starting from the last day of November fiestas up until Christmas celebrations. They have to finish all the works up, and it's just going to be 150 meters, the first meters of the beach. We will see if they will leave the same design or not. We potentially would love to see a design, the same one as in Altea brand new promenade. Let us know if you would like to have the same design here in Benidorm as they did there, because it's actually looking really, really nice out there, doesn't it? Those of you who were there, let us know your opinion here in the comments. And this will cost Benidorm Town Hall 97,710 euros. Let's hope that it will be a nice place, especially safe place, anti-flood place to be. It's not going to be pleasant for a lot of the hotels, probably for the people who will be staying there, But there's not going to be any work at night, late night hours, or weekends. So don't worry about it. Hotels know it already, and they should not be affected so much because it's considered low season. So it should be all fine. But just in case, just so that you know, the beginning of the Levante Beach will not be looking too nice after the November Benidorm fiestas are over. So we will see how it will look like eventually. And now let's talk about the last news, which is the campaign for OPS for grandmas and grandpas, pensionists, third age, tourists who are usually visiting our Valencian community, the beach area, the Mediterranean Sea region in winter months for very, very cheap prices. Starting from this weekend, the campaign started and they actually have received the absolute record of petitions, record of different types of information for people willing to book, especially for New Year and Christmas. So probably this winter we will be as busy as we never were. This is absolutely surprising, not expected at all, but we've seen the prices for it. And I always say that it's not completely fair because obviously there are pensionists in other areas too, and they do not get these giant discounts, these great prices. We've seen one of them, which is spend the night in Benidorm on a New Year. Basically, these are 7 days, 6 nights trips that are being organized. You have a bus transfer included both ways. You have a full stay with the full board, wine, soft drinks, beer, water included in all of them, lunch and dinner, obviously, too. And then you have different events. You have the New Year's Eve special dinner. You have the Christmas meal. You have all the entertainment on New Year. All this for only 445 euros. 1 week in Benidorm on New Year, 445 euros in a full board, plus all the transfers, all the bus service, the guide service for them, and a couple of more excursions. This is a great price. It's only a shame that other people who might be also third age, who might not have giant amount of money to spend on it, would be paying not for 100, but would be paying 1,000 and more, especially with the New Year's Eve celebration, which even if you don't stay at the hotel, will cost you already minimum 50, 60 euros per person. And that's with all the accommodation. This is extremely cheap, which is why a lot of hotels don't want this program anymore, but it's better than closing down. So they had to accept as it is. And this program will definitely bring a lot of movement to our region. So be ready to see a lot of people starting from now on in Benidorm town. From the other side, it's quite good because it's not going to be too dull. It's not going to be too quiet. There's going to be people at the streets of Benidorm. There's going to be constant movement around, and it's nice. It's nice because like this, you feel that holidays here can happen anytime during the year, even in winter. And there's a lot to do in winter too, not only in summer months. And now let's talk about the weather update shortly. What's waiting for you in the next 7 days? Well, what you need to know is that today the sun is shining. The skies are, you can see it's so bright out there. It's incredible. Really bright baby blue skies. There's not a single cloud anywhere we see. Great, gorgeous weather. Just the wind right now is slightly quieter, but it comes and goes every now and then. Quite chilly wind, I must say. So a lot of us, we do wear some light scarves to protect our throat because sometimes it end up hurting due to this cold winter, not just yet, but autumn wind. Apart from that, in our region, this following week, we will have a mix of sunshine and clouds. That's the best way to describe it. Meanwhile, in the rest of Spain, it will be raining. Some of the days, the whole entire Spain will be covered, but in our region, the maximum we'll have is a lot of clouds. Not more than that. Might be a couple of drops, but nothing serious. Should not be raining too much. which is great for tourists. But for us living here, we have not seen rain in a really long time, proper rain, which we desperately need during these winter months, because if not, next summer will be absolutely terrifying in terms of the natural park, fires, and a lot more. So let's hope it will be raining this winter, at least a tiny bit. The temperatures are without any major changes, except that tomorrow somehow we will drop the temperatures towards like 20-21 degrees, which is the lowest we've had since last winter. However, after tomorrow, we will reach almost 30 degrees back again. How's that possible? We don't know. Probably some warm air mass from Africa, maybe, probably. But it is the case. So after 2 days time, it's going to be ideal to go to the beach. And then temperatures will drop once again to 20, 24, 25 degrees maximum. But still ideal. We are in November basically. Tomorrow is Halloween. And the weather is absolutely sensational. The water temperature, however, did drop already towards 20 degrees, so it's slightly chilly. But if you're coming from cold countries, maybe that's still great for you. And hey, if it's good for you, feel free to do so. It's not forbidden, even though we're not in the summer season anymore. Thank you for accompanying us on today's latest Benidorm news update. Don't forget to visit at least some of these events if you will be here in Benidorm. I know a lot of you are coming for one of the most important British celebrations here in Benidorm town, for the fancy dress party, which is happening immediately after the November celebrations here in the area, which is absolutely great. And feel free to visit some national Spanish celebrations to feel the authentic atmosphere on the streets of Benidorm town, because it's actually worth seeing a lot of these events. We will see you already tomorrow with a new video here on the channel. Bye, dears.